Hi there, welcome to Solana Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. So Solana has shown some form of rebound over this week, but then got suppressed back to somewhere in the middle. So let's quickly take a look at both weekly and daily time frame and see how high a chance that Solana is edging towards a new all-time high. This is the weekly chart where we are seeing the candlestick this week. Currently, Solana's price is at 225.90 cents. So as of this moment, you can see the price is basically back to somewhere around the center line. So that's why when we draw these kind of upward channels or downward channels or even flat channels, there's always one reference line sitting within the channel itself, and we call it center line, but it doesn't always have to cut the box exactly or the channel exactly in half. Here we can see a lot of activities lying around or bouncing off from this center line, much like what we're having here. So it tried to go through the line, but then now currently being suppressed very close to the line. But when we get to the daily chart, we'll see what exactly is happening and why I'm saying there's still chance for Solana to reach an all-time high after challenging the key level, the purple key level of $260. From volume itself, there's not much alarming move, but when we get to the daily chart, there's also something we can look at as well. Because it has been going through this uptrend continuously, there's not much of a squeeze happening right now. If we turn on the Bollinger Band code, no squeeze. A squeeze did happen back in summer last year, all the way till end of October, and then we've got the peaks subsequently. And for now, in terms of Wyckoff, this upthrust of the distribution, I'll still keep a 35% chance. This AR3 will follow the UTAD if that happens, so there won't be a percentage over here. It would just be the same as this guy. And then sign of weakness, still 65%, and I'm going to explain why. There is a reason besides this happening. This is, or this can be, a second test only, or you can just call it a test, because there can be many tests during the both the distribution and the accumulation cycle, and we're just potentially seeing one, and this little bounce up here may well be an LPSY. So instead of this price continue to edge up along the upward channel, heading towards the upthrust of the distribution, there is a chance that we have already, or this run has already peaked, and that was the ultimate test over here. You see these two wicks. Let me enlarge this. You see these two wicks over here. Basically, there was pretty strong selling at that level, and that might have finished the test, and that's why we're coming down. I'll say optimistic indication that it's not too bad is that when the price fell through the 210 blue key level last week, it got very strong buying, pushing the price back to above the key level. However, the volume itself doesn't say the same, so that's the part that's a bit tricky, because it looks like it's some form of low available amount of Solana being traded, and we are having these kind of big fluctuations even with low volume. Okay, so I've explained two different scenarios. One is that the price will still continue to edge towards the upthrust of the distribution, or the other scenario is that this is probably a late stage or even a final test before the distribution cycle actually finishes. It's still too early to tell. There's still roughly 33 hours before this week's candle finishes, and then next week's candle will show us whether it's going to retest or go through this dashed line again, or is it going to come back down. So when we get to the daily chart, we'll see what's actually going underneath, or what's, because the price is so close to this center line, there are more indication at that level. Hey, hi, Cloud Macro. Wen Chain, I'll take a look afterwards. If you look at my community post, you see how I choose what to cover, and if Wen Chain is something that's on the list of crypto CoinGecko and crypto CoinMarketCap, the most viewed or like trending coins, I'll cover. I'll take a look afterwards. Thanks for suggesting. And so back to the daily chart of Solana. Here we're seeing this, what we've drawn previously. This downward channel has obviously, we talked about this breakout point, and it indeed broke out on Monday, and then subsequently having these eventually going halfway to the channel box midline. So it's time to adjust this box and also the bigger channel as well. So if this is the upward channel within the bigger channel, that's what we're seeing right now, and it can definitely go past the purple key level and hit the ceiling of the channel before it comes back down again. So that's one point. This AR2 is pretty low, way below the channel box, so we have to adjust accordingly, because the slope of the uptrend seems to have changed now. Maybe because people's sentiment has changed. That's why we're having that lower dip. Just to make sure we have this wick covered, this top, so that should work. Yeah, the buying climax wasn't really touching the ceiling, and this sign of weakness is just close enough to the bottom, so that's good enough. Let me remove this downward channel box as well to make the chart less busy. Here, if you're new to this channel box concept, basically the price will bounce between the two edges of the box. That's the first thing. You'll also notice sometimes they bounce off from the center line. So we basically, besides the box, there's another line that's sitting inside the box. We call it the center line, but it doesn't always cut the box exactly in half, because it depends on the price movements within the box. So if you see sufficient, or like the most dense activity in terms of candlesticks head or tails, that's where the line is going to sit, and currently that's where the price is, or the bulls and bears are battling around the center line. So once again, let's check the Bollinger Band and Kona squeeze. There's no squeeze at the moment because the squeeze force has been released earlier in September, and we've got that price wing immediately after. And now, if it continues to trade sideways, not that it looks like it is, because it's within an uptrend over here, just that it seems like it's weakening when it passes through the center line. Hi, Kakao Macro. I'm not sure what you're asking about. What do you mean by having a purchase currency? I'm doing technical analysis here. So back to the chart here, and if this really comes back down to the point of the the bottom of the channel, that means this LPSY is confirmed. So we've drawn these tags in previous sessions, saying in the daily chart things can evolve very quickly, and we may see these stages happening before the next session comes in. So that's why we have these tags drawn, and this may well be happening right now. If it further comes down, falling outside of this mini upward channel, that can happen, like what we had here back in late August. So that's one possibility. If you're very bullish, you would want to see when the price hits this edge, it rebound and passes through the center line and continues to edge up towards the ceiling of the larger box. And that's when there's a chance for the price to head to a new all-time high. Okay, so that's a pretty impressive long run upward with 2 distribution cycles, and currently we have already seen the upthrust, just waiting for the upthrust of the distribution to potentially happen. But like I said, in the weekly chart, the potential towards the downside coming over here, retesting the key level, the blue key level of 210 and 180, remains a little bit higher than heading towards the upside. So thanks for joining me for Solana today. See you in the next session. Ciao.